America just crossed $40 trillion in debt. And here's the part nobody's telling you. The people who used to buy it are quietly walking away. China's been dumping treasuries for over a decade. Foreign governments are pulling back. And the Treasury just did something it's never really had to do before. Buy back its own bonds just to stop yields from spiraling out of control. So if you've been wondering who's actually footing the bill for America's spending habit, you're about to find out, because it's not who you think. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where your tax dollars, your bank's money, and even your pension fund are quietly going. Let's start with the biggest player in the room, and it's not a foreign country at all. It's the Federal Reserve. The Fed currently holds roughly $4.4 trillion in Treasury securities, about 14% of the entire debt. That's the single largest holder on the planet, sitting right here in the US, controlling America's own central bank. Now here's where it gets interesting. Foreign investors hold close to 30% of the total, around $9.35 trillion. But the cast of characters buying it has completely shifted over the last 15 years. China, once one of the biggest buyers of American debt, has seen its holdings fall by roughly $400 billion since 2011, even as the total debt outstanding exploded by over $15 trillion. Meanwhile, Japan is still hanging on as the largest single foreign creditor at around $1.2 trillion, with the UK right behind at nearly $940 billion. And then you've got this strange twist. Tiny financial hubs like Belgium, the Cayman Islands, Luxembourg, and Ireland rank surprisingly high on the list of foreign holders. Not because those countries are secretly wealthy, but because they host clearinghouses and investment funds that are really acting on behalf of buyers somewhere else entirely. But here's the number that should really grab your attention. The biggest slice of America's debt, close to 57%, or roughly $17.9 trillion, is actually held right here at home. That's your banks, your pension funds, money market funds, insurance companies, and everyday households buying treasuries through their brokerage accounts. In other words, when people ask who's funding America's debt, the honest answer is increasingly, you are, whether you realize it or not. And now, for the twist nobody saw coming. The Treasury has actually started buying back its own long-dated bonds, expanding these buyback operations to at least $4 billion, funded by issuing even more short-term debt. Analysts have a name for this: fiscal dominance. It's the Treasury stepping directly into a role that used to belong exclusively to the Federal Reserve, manually intervening to keep long-term interest rates from spiking to politically uncomfortable levels. So, what does all of this actually mean for you? The real risk here isn't some dramatic overnight sell-off of American debt. It's something slower and sneakier, a shift away from a stable, predictable base of foreign central banks toward a much larger, more nervous, more market-sensitive pool of private investors, the kind of investors who can panic and pull out fast when the news gets scary. And that's exactly the kind of instability that could hit your mortgage rate, your savings account, and your retirement fund before you even see it coming.